Rickie Fowler's pro golf career has been a captivating roller coaster ride filled with exhilarating highs and extremely challenging lows. Fowler's burst onto the professional stage came with immense promise and charisma as he became the face of a new generation of talented golfers. However, as the adoration from fans and lucrative sponsorships poured in, so did his on-course struggles. The weight of expectations and the relentless scrutiny of his performances began to take a toll, leaving us all wondering, was all of his success just a fluke? Could he ever regain top contending form, or will he just wither away, becoming one of the biggest flameouts in the history of professional golf? This is the comeback story of Rickie Fowler. Rickie Fowler's golf journey began approximately 90 minutes south of Los Angeles at the Murrieta Valley Golf Range. This range first opened its doors in 1992 through a partnership between Bill Teasdall, a former mini tour professional with aspirations of making it to the PGA Tour, and Barry McDonnell, an experienced teaching professional. Now, it's important that we remember those names as they'll play a pivotal role in Rickie's career over the coming decade. In December of that same year, a young Rickie Fowler, who was just 3 years old at the time, walked into the Murrieta Valley Golf Range accompanied by his grandfather. Little Rickie Fowler enthusiastically hit a bucket of balls that day. Showing his dedication, he returned the following day to hit another bucket. Recognizing his interest and potential, Rickie's parents then inquired about golf lessons and they promptly enrolled him with one of the range's teaching pros, Mark Quinlan. Under Quinlan's guidance, Rickie vigorously practiced for about a year before Mark moved on, at which point Barry took over as his instructor. A year later, at the age of 5, Barry took Bill aside and expressed confidently, "This kid is the one." By the age of 12, he was already breaking 70 in his rounds, earning numerous junior trophies. When Rickie turned 14, Barry shifted his focus from refining Rickie's game to strengthening his mental fortitude. They spent extensive time together at Barry's teaching stall day after day, working on the young prodigy's mental resilience. Barry's mentorship had a profound impact on Rickie and gave him the skill set in which he needed to thrive in the game of golf. Rickie went on to become a two-time All-American at Oklahoma State University. He won the 2008 Ben Hogan Award as the nation's top collegian after his first year, and he also won the Phil Mickelson Award as the nation's top freshman. He was at the top of his game, but wanted more. In the year 2009, after 2 years as a student athlete, Rickie decided to end his studies and finally begin his lifelong dream of playing professional golf. Starting off strong, Rickie Fowler was named the PGA Tour Rookie of the Year, making him the youngest player to receive the Rookie of the Year honor since Tiger Woods won it back in 1996. Now, this was an unbelievable accomplishment, but it came amid controversy as Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy finished second in voting when many believed he deserved the honor over Fowler. Although Fowler had an excellent first full season with 2 runner-up finishes, 7 top 10 finishes, and rising to number 25 in the official World Golf Rankings after starting the season ranked number 249, Fowler failed to win a tournament, unlike McIlroy. Although this was a promising beginning for a young, talented Fowler, it was also at the point where Rickie began to face extreme criticism, often being referred to throughout his career as overrated. But none of that outside noise mattered to Rickie. This was what he and Barry trained for all those years leading up to this moment. It all came with the territory and they were ready for it. Barry was the one who actually recommended that Rickie work with the renowned teaching pro Butch Harmon, who has coached some of golf's greatest superstars like Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and Greg Norman. Barry was confident that Butch would maintain Rickie's essence as a player, and he was right. Unfortunately though, Barry passed away before Rickie and Butch ever got to work together, but following Barry's advice, Rickie teamed up with Butch Harmon in 2014. Despite Rickie's phenomenal rookie year, he was still struggling to solidify his place at the top of the PGA, having not won a major championship. But with Butch on his side, Rickie was hoping to change that. In 2014, Rickie finished top 5 in all 4 majors, and overall, he had 12 top 10s. Building off that and keeping the momentum going, 2015 was a tremendous year for Rickie. He put together one of the best closing stretches of golf in PGA Tour history at the Players Championship. Fowler ended up going out 7 groups before the leaders on that Sunday, and for everyone watching, he was not even slightly considered a contender to win. But he put together a solid round before absolutely going mad on the final 4 holes. Beginning on the 15th, Fowler just could not do anything wrong. On the 15th, he hit a birdie. On the 16th, he earned himself an eagle. Then going on to 17th, one of the most nerve-wracking holes in all of golf, Fowler walked away with a birdie, and then of course on the 18th, he hit his 2nd birdie in a row. And with that, Rickie Fowler had booked his spot in a playoff in which he would take on both Kevin Kisner and Sergio Garcia. After a 3-hole playoff ended with Kisner and Fowler still tied, they returned to that pesky 17th hole for sudden death. Fowler put his tee shot to 5 feet from within the hole on the island green on 17, and he made the birdie putt to win. To put this performance into perspective for you, Fowler played those final 10 holes at 8 under par. Then, on July 12th, Rickie won the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open on the European Tour, shooting a 12 under par. On September 7th, he won again at the Deutsche Bank Championship, the 2nd FedEx Cup playoffs event, by 1 stroke over Henrik Stenson for his 3rd victory on the PGA Tour. Rickie Fowler spent 289 weeks inside the world's top 25, demonstrating remarkable consistency, including an impressive 206 weeks in the top 10. At his peak, he even reached the number 4 ranking in the winter of 2016. During this time, he was considered the leading figure among the PGA Tour's group of young talents and secured lucrative sponsorship deals befitting of a rock star professional athlete. With that Bieber haircut and that bright orange on Sundays, you just had to love him. However, in the next few years to come, something would change for Rickie. He was stuck. He wasn't playing the worst golf, and he was still having flashes of brilliance, but his game was slowly slipping. Now, don't get this twisted, Rickie was still having success, but he just wasn't winning the way he was expected to. In 2018, Fowler had his 12th Tour runner-up finish and became just the 27th golfer in PGA Tour history to win $30 million in tour earnings. Now that is no small feat, but it is bittersweet because although he was finishing in top spots, he was also consistently falling short. It was as if Rickie was just hanging on the edge of a cliff for dear life, and either one of 2 things was going to happen. He finds the strength to pull himself up, or his grip tires and he lets go. Feeling that pressure, Rickie felt the need to make a change. He decided to part ways with the beloved coach Butch Harmon in 2019 with hopes of sparking some newfound momentum. In February of 2019, Fowler won a hard-fought Waste Management Phoenix Open after having a 4-stroke lead in the final round, losing the lead, then regaining the lead for a 2-stroke victory. It was after that win his performance dropped significantly, and without Butch by his side, Rickie entered a phase in which he refers to as the struggles. Meanwhile, a new generation of young stars emerged who were physically more imposing, taller, stronger, and capable of hitting the ball further than the 5'9", 150-pound Fowler. In the years 2020 and 2021, Rickie's performance suffered significantly, with only 2 top 10 finishes and 15 missed cuts combined. While he enjoyed personal victories with the arrival of his first child with wife Alison Stoke, on the golf course, Rickie faced challenges in reconnecting with his game. In the year 2021, the golf world saw his short game falter, and then in 2022, his driving, iron shots, and famously reliable putting all followed suit and declined drastically, leading to a lack of invites to major tournaments. On June 16, 2022, Fowler was at home in Florida grinding on his irons and driver while the rest of his colleagues were playing at the first round of the US Open. Fowler had fallen out of the top 150 in the world and did not qualify for what would have been the 45th major championship appearance of his career. Now that definitely stung for Fowler, but things were about to get much worse. His lowest point came in the August-September timeframe of 2022, where Fowler only made it into the FedEx Cup playoffs because several other players left for LIV Golf. By the end of that season, he only managed 3 top 25 finishes. In total, from 2021 until early 2023, Fowler spent 132 weeks outside the top 50 world rankings. Despite remaining highly recognized and well-liked, Fowler's results on the golf course became almost non-existent, casting doubt on the value of his lucrative sponsorships. Rocket Mortgage, a longtime supporter, was reportedly considering letting Fowler's 5-year contract expire in March of 2023 without renewing it, as multiple sources revealed. Other sponsors were likely contemplating similar decisions, reflecting the challenges Fowler faced during this phase of his career. You don't fully comprehend or grasp the situation until you've experienced it firsthand, Fowler reflects. During times of struggle, you become aware of the external voices, both the supportive ones and the critical ones. I am grateful for the incredible following and unwavering support I've received from my fans and those who stood by me. However, dealing with the other side, the skeptics and doubters, can be challenging. One of the biggest Fowler doubters happened to be CBS analyst and 6-time major winner Nick Faldo, as he took a little dig on Twitter, tweeting about Fowler's struggles by referencing the number of commercials he is in. In a recent interview with Golf Digest, Fowler estimated that he spends 25 to 30 days a year shooting commercials. In response to that, Nick Faldo tweeted, "Good news, if he misses the Masters, he can shoot another 6 commercials that week." Recognizing the need for change, Fowler made significant adjustments during the 2022 off-season. He decided to part ways with his longtime caddy Joe Scovrin and brought in Ricky Romano, a childhood friend, to take on this role. Additionally, he reunited with renowned coach Butch Harmon. Harmon made several adjustments, such as modifying the plane of Fowler's arm and encouraging more hip turn, which began to restore Rickie Fowler's characteristic form. Preparing to play for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Up until this point, it's been 1,610 days since Rickie's last tournament win. He was desperate. Fowler's start in the tournament was nothing short of extraordinary, with 3 birdies in 7 holes, showcasing his undeniable talent. However, the rest of his first round turned into a familiar struggle, with a string of 10 consecutive pars from holes 8 through 17. As his momentum stalled, so did the lead he had carried into the mid-morning start, vanishing just as he approached the final hole. Falling behind Colin Morikawa and Adam Hadwin by 1 shot, Fowler's body language displayed a sense of premature disappointment, and his drive on the 18th hole landed in the intermediate rough, adding on to the pressure. But in a truly pivotal moment, when defeat seemed inevitable, Fowler rose to the occasion, delivering a brilliant approach shot against all odds. This one shot turned the tide in his favor and allowed him to make the playoff. Facing Morikawa and Hadwin again in the first playoff hole, Fowler's drive appeared wayward, but he got a fortunate break as the grass had been trampled down by the gallery, giving him a cleaner look at the hole. Fowler took advantage of this opportunity, executing a superb approach that settled 12 feet from the hole. It was from that point on, it seemed as though the golf gods had chosen their side, and Fowler's past struggles and challenges dissolved in an instant. As lightning loomed outside the Detroit area, Fowler's competitors faced difficulties. Hadwin hit a great second shot, but put too much spin on it, and it rolled back 21 feet right behind Fowler's ball. Morikawa hit his ball long just over the green. Hadwin, putting first, gave Fowler a great read on his birdie putt, but just missed the hole. Then Morikawa hit a terrible shot out of the rough, and it barely rolled onto the green. Feeling good but staying composed in the moment, Fowler stepped up to his putt with confidence, read it perfectly, and sunk the shot. The crowd went nuts, and you could visibly see the sense of relief he felt in that moment. Embracing his caddy, Ricky Romano, with tears in his eyes and a smile of relief on his face, Fowler held his 1-year-old daughter, capturing a moment that symbolized triumph. Throughout the interviews that followed, Fowler remained composed, expressing his gratitude and reflecting on his significant achievement in his golfing journey. One of the main goals this year was to win, he acknowledged. When asked whether he always had confidence he'd return to the winner's circle, Fowler answered with his usual honesty. Not always, he admitted. You never really know with this game. You definitely learn to appreciate the good times and when you're playing well. Yeah, you hope the struggles don't last, but sometimes they last longer than you would hope for. Even when you're playing well, it's not going to last forever. Thanks for watching our video. If you haven't yet, drop us a like, leave us a comment, and if you're looking for more golf content, don't forget to subscribe.